I have been a waiter for years, but by far the stupidest thing I've ever had happen to me at work happened when I was just starting out. I was waiting on a family of 4, and they all ordered ice waters. I brought them their drinks, and then a few minutes later, the mom waves me over. She says, "Thew." When I was working internet tech support, I had a customer call us up because his net wasn't working. He said he hooked everything up, but the damn thing just won't let me email. He then said the cable you sent me was too damn big. I told him that shouldn't be the case, and he said he had to resize it to make it fit into his computer. After a little more questioning, I found out he just took the box that had his network card, his modem, and most importantly that CD with a huge red sticker on it that says "Run this first before setting up equipment," and chucked all that stuff aside. He then took out the Ethernet cable, tried to plug it into his 56,000 modem. When it didn't fit, he took a knife and carved it down to make it fit. I just kind of sat there as he was furious because his service didn't work and we sent him useless equipment. When he finally let me get a word in, I told him he was supposed to run the CD and use all of that other equipment. He said he didn't want the service anymore and told us to cancel it. But I told him he signed a contract and I could set up an appointment for him for a technician to come out. He wasn't interested. I hated that job sometimes. I work in customer service for a cell phone company, so every day I hear the dumbest customer I've ever heard. But a good one was when a customer called complaining about international numbers calling and soliciting her. I asked what the number was and she gave me a standard 10-digit number. I asked why she thought it was international, to which she said because the caller ID says it's coming from the District of Columbia. I worked at a Stop and Shop in the produce department part-time for a few years. There was a kid in there named Bobby who sold drugs but had a really good sense of humor. One day we get a call from a customer saying she found a spider in her grapes. He handles it properly and explains that sometimes bugs do come in on the fruit and that he was sorry that happened. She, however, says that she's bringing it in so we can test whether it's poisonous or not. Problem is, we don't do that. It's a bug. Kill it. She comes in 45 minutes later with the spider in a Tupperware container and starts asking me what we're going to do with it. As I'm backpedaling my way through the conversation, Bobby walks up saying, "Oh, you're the spider lady." He grabs the container and notes how big the spider is, which freaks her out a little bit. She asks him what we are going to do with it, and with the most serious tone on, he just says probably going to shake him up and see if he'll fight the other ones we have out back. Then he just walks away. Lady went apeshit on me. I lolled. That's it. I work for a bank, and customers will sometimes call to ask how they can access their account online and do online banking. I told this older woman to go to bankname.com. She started yelling and cursing at me, that I made her go into her email and that she can't believe I'm reading her emails. I tried explaining to her that I can't see her computer as we're talking over the phone, and she probably just got into her email because it was her homepage or the last page she viewed. She wanted nothing of it. No matter how many times I kept asking her to find the address bar and type bankname.com, she said that it kept bringing her back to her email. The conversation lasted 45 minutes. She was yelling the entire time. I pretty much wanted to shoot myself in the head. In high school, I worked at a local hardware store. We also refilled propane tanks for gas grills. After a summer or two of doing 10 or more tanks a day, you get good at guesstimating how full a tank is just by picking it up. One particularly hot day, a customer comes in and sets his tank down next to me and asks for a fill up. I pick up the tank and inform him that the tank is full and does not need a fill up. He looks pretty agitated already with this short exchange and says that he checked that it was empty and would I just fill it up. This short exchange and says that he checked that it was empty and would I just fill it up. To this, I inquired how he checked. There are several ways to check, one being by the weight of the tank, another is the thermal strip on the side which his tank did not have. The other is to pour hot water down the side and feel where it gets cold. His reply assured me that this was one blithering idiot lucky to be alive. He said he checked it by holding his cigarette lighter in front of the valve and opening it. To this I replied, "You ought to write to your congressman and representative, because they saved your life today. This tank has an op safety valve on it that prevents the gas from coming out without anything attached." He walked out without another word and with a very red face. Thank you to all the people who took the time to watch this video. And if you liked my video, subscribe to my channel.